Double Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now I got some great news. Some great news. You know, we this is huge. If you ask me, right? Let's talk heavyweight, y'all. Cruiserweight up to heavyweight, right in that area, right? Now we have like in boxing right now one current undisputed champion. Think about that. In all the boxing, how many weight classes we got? About you would say about 30 of them weight classes, and there's one undisputed champion in all the boxing currently, and that's Oleksandr Usyk. Now we can count Terrence Crawford because he did it at 140 pounds before going up to 147. So actually, he would be undisputed at 140. So we got two of them in boxing. You're going to have to say Terrence Crawford too because it's one pound for pound. But Oleksandr Usyk is about to go into hero status real soon, right? Because the winning that tournament in the cruiserweight division with everybody there was awesome. Okay, let's make sure. And to win the final, running away with it. So obviously the things after for fighters is what you're gonna do next. So it's been a few things with Oleksandr Usyk and Tony Bellew come to mind, and they've been talking. Well, if you let Tony Bellew tell it, that fight's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in the UK. What's new? They all happen in the UK now. People know what time it is. Go in and get paid. You know what I mean? So Alexander Usyk and Tony Bellew seem to be gonna fight somewhere in London, probably '02. So what's gonna probably happen? We don't know what the date is, but if you're looking at, I'm gonna speculate just short here. Alexander Usyk is talking about Anthony Joshua as well. He'll take that April 13th date or whatever that is, somewhere in April. So that would mean this fight here we probably gonna see this in October, latest November, which is great news. Another little heavyweight clash. Alexander Usyk wanting to come up to the heavyweight division. What better than Tony Bellew, who just moved up there, beating David Haye twice, retiring David Haye, confirming that first fight against David Haye and beating him. So he's feeling good about himself. And to be exact, what he's feeling good about is his punching power. Now, Tony Bellew thinks he's going to win this fight against anybody that's just coming up for cruiserweight. He does know that Alexander Usyk is dangerous. He does know that. He even says it like this is Tony Bellew. This is how he lives. He just straight up said he's better than me. Simple. I just don't think he's gonna beat me, but he's better than me. You know what I'm saying? And Tony Bellew rolls like this. He's the same guy who said I ain't fighting no Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua heavyweight. They're too big and good, but I'll fight Tyson Fury. Kind of telling you something. This is how he said, because he's even bigger. But I guess it's the punching power. And he said when Deontay Wilder gave him a hug when they met, his arms went around him twice, and he was like, "Man, that's plastic, man. I ain't got no time for that." Plus, he's tall. So in Anthony Joshua, he ain't doing that one. He's said it on many occasions. But David Haye and the rest, he can do. So he says Alexander Usyk is better than him, right? And this is how he rolls. He tells the truth a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And he said David Haye back in the day was like, I wouldn't have beat a David Haye before these injuries and these layoffs. He said that straight up. I wouldn't have. But this David Haye here, I can beat him. And that's exactly what he did. So sometimes you got to pay attention to what Tony Bellew talking about. Now, from Alexander Usyk's point of view, it's simple. Man, I went everywhere. I ain't been home to fight in who knows how long, and I'm still winning. You know why I do that? Because I'm not having any close fights with anybody. That's why, right? So I don't gotta be worried about where I'm fighting at. I'm beating people up good enough because I'm so talented, so just so good at what I do that there's not gonna be no close fight. It no matter what we have. Well, you want to have it in your toilet, right? We can have it right there in your living room with your family being the judges, and I'm gonna go take care of business. People like that get to this hero status that I'll be talking about because you can't call them great fighters anymore. He's going to go to England, and I know what Usyk is thinking. I'm going to go to England, beat up Bellew easily in London with Joshua watching, right? And because he wants to fight Joshua in April, which Joshua's about a 50-pound difference from him. Wants to fight him, right? There's another guy you could probably fight that only weighs about 214 his last fight, but 220. We ain't trying to get that one. Oh, that's probably too much of a risk, huh? Then again, if it's so easy, just go get that. You got that WBC belt. You go into negotiation with Anthony Joshua with a belt and no fear of you. because the belt didn't help Deontay Wilder too much, but it would probably help. But Usyk, if he went over there and outpointed Deontay Wilder real quick, because it's easy to do. But we ain't talking about that one, right? He's closer in weight. So, it's not just, ooh, Joshua got the money. Something else people are seeing, right? That's what's up. But at the end of the day, Oleksandr Usyk is a boxer to watch because most of them aren't doing things like he is. The Mikey Garcias of the world, the Julius Ndungles of the world, which I don't like to let people forget, right? And people like that, Terrence Crawford's, people are trying to go two ways up, back down, whatever you have to do to get a great fight. And that's what Mike Garcia is doing, and that's what Alexander Usyk is doing. The whole tournament, he went to another place. First, he went to Germany, got Marco Huck in Berlin. Then he went to Latvia, got Maurice Brides in Latvia. Then he goes to Russia, gets Garcia in Russia. Now he wants to go to London to get Tony Bellew in London. So they can and then the next fight, well, you think Joshua going anywhere else? He ain't never got guy. He don't have to, right? He's the A side, so that's going to be in London. That's what Usyk is trying to do. So some hone in on it and appreciate fighters like that, because when we start appreciating fighters like that, on a high level where we're like, wow, that's awesome. Then the other fighters gotta listen, right? The entitled fighters that don't have to do anything even remotely close to these fighters, but in most cases are considered better or have a lot more fans. So you have to start making sure the people like Usyk and the other names I mentioned are people that we hone in on and give love to. Simple. Alexander Usyk versus Bellew in England. Where else? That would be a good fight for both fighters. So let's check that out. Dome Sports Talk Worldwide. I'm out of here, y'all.